Good morning and welcome to week 7 of the class. I am coming to you today with, just as usual, a summary of what I saw in week 6, a really important segment on week 7 because of some of the mechanical and operational things that we need to discuss. So please take a few minutes and bear with me as we go through this. Quick review of week 6. One of the things I really wanted to emphasize as I looked at the discussion was reality, okay? And I think a lot of people may have noticed when I made comments back to you, a lot of it had to do with we were faced with a situation, a little case study where clearly change was called for in an organization. Now, you didn't have a ton of details, but we went at it in a very theoretical way. And one of the things I kept asking many people was, okay, understand that change is a process. Change just doesn't happen. We are going to do X, Y, and Z, and everything will be different. This is very, very atypical, if at all possible, that anything is different when you do it right away. And what I kept asking was, okay, wonderful ideas, but is there time to do this? Is there time in a store that was faced with a 30% downturn in sales and some aggressive competitors, time to do all the things we ask them for? Now, I may be a little contradictory to what the text says, but the text is sound and based on theory. I'm just throwing in a dose of reality. Change takes time. Change takes patience. Change is not an event, it's a process. And that's the thing I really want to communicate to people. I think people had some very good ideas. I do encourage people to just be aware when you are doing the last couple of discussions in this class, really look at the big picture. Don't just concentrate in on the facts that are in front of you for a certain situation. In fact, kind of transitioning into week 7 here, if you read the rubric for the paper that you'll all be working on, which is your major paper, it really lays out a lot of the things you need to be thinking about. And you need to be thinking about that in the discussion as well. And particularly this week's discussion, we go into what has almost become a buzzword in the public mind of globalization, and to understand what that really means, and how does it affect your organization, and how does it affect what you're doing and how you do it. Okay, so that's the main points on the discussion this week. The paper, that's probably what most people have in mind. So this is my little bit of an explanation, a little bit of a hint as to how to go about it. As you can see, this paper is worth more than the others. It is worth 30% of the grade for the course. And it is a summary exercise. It allows you to go and apply many of the different concepts we've been talking about for the first 6 weeks and into this 7th week, into an analysis of the company that you have been following all the way through. Okay, that is something I shouldn't have to say, but I'm going to say it. Do not deviate. Do not choose a new company. Keep going with the example you've been following throughout the course. The other thing, too, as you noticed, I have had a question in the Ask the Instructor discussion, and I'm sure many people are thinking about it, but you'll notice in the rubric it does not give you a specific page count as it has before. And there's a reason for this. This is a summary exercise. Okay? This is also an upper level course. It's a 400 level course. It's a required course for some management majors. It is definitely an important course in your business education. It's designed for juniors and seniors. It's designed for people who have come a long way in their business education. Therefore, actually assigning a prescribed page count is kind of counterproductive. So yes, you are left to your judgment on what it takes to get the message across and deal with the points that the rubric lays out. Now, can you do it in 3 to 4 pages? Maybe. Can you do it in 5 to 10? Maybe. Can you do it in 2 to 3? Maybe. What I mean by that is judgment about quality, right? We're not after quantity, and we're also not after minimal effort. We're after quality. And that requires you to really look at what you're trying to convey, how you're trying to convey it, and Some of you are going to make different decisions than others. The other practical side is that from my experience, I have found that if I tell people a specific page count, that's exactly what I get. I get, if I ask for 5 pages, that's what I get. And really about, 3.5 of those pages are good and the other are just filler to get out to 5 pages. If I ask for 10, I get 7.5 of good stuff. All right? On the other hand, on any paper, if I get page and a half or 2, my general experience tells me you're not really trying on an assignment of this nature. So I don't know if that's any help or not, but that is general guidelines for how to do it. Use your judgment, understand the importance of this paper to your grade, but understand this is an opportunity for you to demonstrate, not to me, not to anybody else, but to yourself, what have you learned and what have you taken from this course. So that's an important consideration, and I really want people to concentrate on it. I think the week we'll see, this week we do talk, as I said, about globalization. That's sort of, we haven't really touched on that, but of course, bring that in as well. And understand that as we go into next week, we're certainly going to want to make sure that you're caught up on anything that needs to be turned in, anything that's behind. This course will go into next week, but remember the 8th week, next week, does end on Saturday, not Sunday, because we need to get grades in so that the new term can start right up on Monday, right after that. So this is important. This is important operational stuff. And if you do have any questions about it, ask me directly, or if it's something you think the whole class should know, go ahead and put it in the Ask the Instructor discussion, and that's the place for it. Okay, so thank you for listening. Take your time. Don't rush. Get started early. Do well. Thank you.